How's it going, guys? Bibi here with my spring season first impressions. So I've picked 19 series to watch this season and I've only watched the first episodes of all of them, except for Attack on Titan because I don't want to get spoiled by anything, so I'm keeping up to date with that. But as it is, I've watched most of the first episodes of each of these series, and there are some that I've already decided to drop. So with that, let's get into the series that I am watching, the ones that I've dropped, and the ones that I'm still unsure of. Starting with Twin Angel Break, I've decided to drop this one mainly because it's nothing new. It's a magical girl series, it's cute, but it didn't really catch my attention. I didn't really enjoy the first episode, so I'm not really interested in watching any more of this one. Next is Kenka Bancho Otome. This is a short series. I didn't realise it was a short until I went and watched it, and I can't be bothered with shorts, to be honest. The episodes are only 4 minutes or so long, but to be honest, I didn't really enjoy it too much. You could tell it was done on the cheap. Sure, the animations were kind of pretty and the premise is interesting. It would have done a lot better, I feel, if it was a full-length series. I probably would have actually watched it if it was a full-length series, but as it is, it's a short and I can't be bothered with shorts. Same goes for Love Rice. This is also a short and it is extremely weird. It's about a bunch of kids that go to a high school that's all about rice and loving rice. I don't know, it was extremely odd. The episodes are only 4 minutes long, but again, it's a short, so I'm not going to bother with it. The Laughing Salesman was one that I was unsure of, but after watching the first episode, I'm not going to bother with it. The art style is very different. It's slightly reminiscent of a series that I can't remember the name of right now, but it's very quirky, it's very odd, but unfortunately the stories that they went along with in the episodes weren't that appealing. It was a bit boring in my opinion, and I just couldn't be bothered watching any more of it, to be honest. Now onto the series that I'm not sure if I'm going to continue with. I'm going to give them until I know whether I want to actually finish them or not, and starting with Hinako Note, I'm not sure if I want to continue this one. It's adorable, the girls are just too cute, but the story behind this one isn't really piquing my interest. It's about a bunch of girls that want to start up a drama squad, which is kind of interesting, but I feel like that it could be a bit slow paced, it could be a bit ho-hum, I don't know. I'm not sure if I want to continue this one. The only short that I am giving a chance this season is The Silver Guardian. It was only 7 minutes long, and the battle scenes, even though they have CG in it, I kind of enjoyed. I want to see what's going to happen with this one. I want to see what the story is and what actually plays out in this one. I don't know, there's just something that's intriguing with The Silver Guardian. So I'm going to give this until maybe episode 3. If it doesn't get any better, then I'll probably drop it. Grand Blue is a series that's based off of a video game. I've never played the video games in my life, but I want to see what this one is going to be like. The animations are pretty, they're nice. The art style itself sometimes can be a bit off-putting. There's just something that's, I don't know, it's weird. There's a bit of a disconnect when it comes to the characters and the background, which just bothers my eyes. It's going to be an adventure series, much like the game it looks like, so I'm interested to see where it goes, but if it just becomes a monster of the day, then I'm not sure if I'll continue it. But if it becomes more of an adventure where there's a lot more of a better background, a better story behind it, then I might continue it. Alice in Zoroku is another series that I watched the first episode of, and the interesting thing is with this first episode is that it was 45 minutes instead of the standard 25 minutes. So that was interesting. The animations and the art style is nice. I like a lot of the series that are in this season and previous seasons before it. The characters are cute, which is great. I'm not sure if I want to continue with this one just because I was rather confused with the first episode. I hope it picks up and it starts to become a bit more understandable. I don't know. I found it just too confusing, and I'm not sure if I really want to continue something that I'm going to be confused with throughout the whole time. Last up is Sugumomo. I'm not sure if I want to continue this one either, because the first episode was okay, but it didn't really catch my attention too much. It was alright for what it was. The whole premise behind the story was interesting. The characters are likable, and it could become rather interesting, or it could become very same. So we're just gonna have to wait and see with this one. Now onto the series that I'm definitely continuing with, starting with Attack on Titan Season 2. So I really enjoyed the first season of Attack on Titan, and I'm already enjoying the second season of Attack on Titan as well. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with this. I'm disappointed that it's still gonna be only 12 episodes long. So let's just hope that we won't have to wait too long for a season 3. I'm really hoping that they're not going to leave it as a cliffhanger like they did with the first season, and then we have to wait for an extra 2 years for that to come out. I really hope not. It's rather weird. There is a lot of things that have come into play with this season, and I'm excited to see what they do with it. World End is another series that I'm going to continue with. The characters are adorable. I love the premise behind the story. I think this is going to be a really interesting one. It's going to be somewhat fantasy, but at the same time it looks like that it has a bit more of a deeper story to it, which is great. I wasn't expecting that it was going to be a somewhat orphanage based series. You'll know what I'm talking about if you've seen the first episode, and I think it's going to be very interesting, so I look forward to seeing what they do with this one as well. Edo Manga Sensei is one that I'm going to continue because it's little sisters, it's cuteness, and it's to do with making manga, and I don't know, it just looks like it's going to be an adorable series. Boruto, of course I'm going to be watching Boruto because it's the newest addition to the Naruto series, or the Naruto franchise I should say. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with this, whether it's going to be just 12 episodes long or it's going to be seasonal. We're just going to have to wait and see. But from what I saw of the first episode, yes, I've only seen one episode so far, so I'm going to have to sit down and catch up. It looks great. I love it. I love the fact that Boruto is a kick-ass kid that is kind of trying to get out of the shadow of his father. I just can't wait to see what they decide to do with this, and I can't wait to see the rest of the characters. Clockwork Planet is a series that I'm really looking forward to seeing more of. It's very steampunk fantasy, and it looks like that it's going to be a great series. I can't wait to see more of this one. Now, a first episode that I absolutely loved was The Royal Teacher. This is hilarious. I absolutely love the character designs. They are just too sexy. I mean, those princes are just fine, and the tutor is fine, and just the whole idea of these snot-nosed little princes that need to get an education and need to learn how to be stand-up princes, where it looks like they're just little brats, really. I love how the teacher is going to be playing to their strengths and trying to make sure that each of the individual princes are really studying the way that they can study instead of treating them all the same. This looks like it's going to be a hilarious series. It looks like it's going to be a great series, and I can't wait to watch more. The Seven Mortal Sins is a series that I have been hyped for ages, and I'm so happy that it's out now. The only downside with this is that the TV broadcast is censored, and I'm very disappointed about that. I'm going to have to buy this on DVD or Blu-ray, even if it's in Japanese and it doesn't get a dub, because I'd be surprised if this gets a dub, to be honest. Because I want to see it in its rawness. You know, it's meant to be raw. They're talking about the sins, so you would expect it to kind of go along the lines of Queen's Blade and, you know, the nudity and whatnot. So I was a bit disappointed in that, but the first episode in general I absolutely loved. I loved how fast paced it was, how eye-catching it was. The animation is beautiful, the art style is beautiful. They had it a little bit easy with the character designs because they have already made the 7 Deadly Sins figures, which are beautiful, and I totally want to collect them all, but they are hella expensive. But besides that, this series is going to definitely help the sales of those figures, and I can't wait to watch more of this. Akashic Records of Bastard Magical Tutor, or Bastard Teacher for short, is a series that I found hilarious, and I want to watch more of this one because, I mean, that name first off is just, it's A-long, but Bastard Magical Teacher, that just sold it to me as soon as I read that. And the first episode really lives up to the name. I mean, he is a right bastard. And I can't wait to see what they do with these characters, to be honest. I can't wait to see what they do with the world and what the whole story is behind the teacher and the story is behind the world itself. So this is going to be an interesting watch. Now, Kato is a series that I'm not sure on, but after watching the first episode, I've decided that I'm going to sit down and watch it. It's a CG anime, which you all know how I feel about CG in anime. I'm not a huge fan of it, but they do this one right. It looks quite good. It's still obvious that there's CG, and there are even moments where there's some normal animation mixed into it, which is kind of weird because it makes it feel like that they're not sure whether they want to go down the CG route or the animation route. So that's a bit of a shame. But I found this interesting and I want to see more of it. I want to see what they do with it. Last up is Love Tyrant. This is another series that I've been hyped for as soon as I found out that it was getting an anime. I'm a bit disappointed that they didn't decide to call it Love Note, just because that's a funny play on, you know, the Death Note, Love Note. But I don't know, maybe they may have run into some issues if they did that. But I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with this. I wasn't overly impressed by the first episode, but I want to watch more of it. I'm just worried that it's going to become an Akiba strip for me from last season. I really hope not, because I've got high hopes for this series. And so there you go, guys, that's what I'm watching this season for the spring season of anime. Let me know in the comments below what you're watching, and are there any series that you think that I should watch, or are there any series that I'm watching that you've decided to drop? Leave it all down there, I'm looking forward to reading it all. While you're there, please make sure to give this video a big like and share it out to all your friends. I'd really appreciate it, and it helps me out a lot. If you're new around here, hi, I'm Bibi, and I've got plenty of other content like this, including anime news, anime figure reviews, and anime recommendations. So I'm pretty sure you've got plenty of things on my channel to watch. I'm on social media. I've got a Twitter and a Facebook, and I'm online constantly, and I've got a Discord. So make sure to check the description below for all the links down there. If you want to see more from me and more videos like this, then please make sure to subscribe for a wide range of anime content. From OA to Mika, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!